I'm so tired of being okay. If you've been saying I'm fine while something inside you feels worn down, this moment is for you. You wake up, you do what needs to be done, and nothing is technically wrong. But inside, something feels worn down. Not broken, just overused. You've learned how to function, how to smile at the right moments, how to reassure other people before they even ask. And somehow being okay has become your job. This isn't about wanting attention. It's about the quiet weight of holding yourself together every single day. The kind of exhaustion that comes from never fully falling apart and never fully resting either. If this feels familiar, stay here. There's more to gently uncover. If you're tired of being okay, it doesn't mean you're ungrateful. It doesn't mean you're weak. And it doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It means you've been carrying more than most people realize, quietly, consistently, without making it anyone else's problem. You've adapted. You've learned how to stay steady even when things feel heavy. And over time, that kind of steadiness can become exhausting in its own way. There is no failure in feeling this tired. There is no flaw being exposed. This is what happens when a sensitive, responsible heart keeps going without much space to rest. You're allowed to feel worn down even if your life looks fine. You're allowed to be tired without a dramatic reason. Nothing about this makes you a burden. Right now, you don't need to fix yourself. You don't need to explain anything. You're safe to just be here. Being the strong one is rarely something you choose. It usually happens slowly. People learn they can rely on you, and you learn that things don't fall apart when you stay composed. So you do. You keep showing up. You handle what needs handling. You absorb stress without making much noise about it. Over time, strength stops feeling like a trait and starts feeling like an obligation. You don't want to worry anyone. You don't want to be a problem. So you keep your deeper fatigue to yourself. But constant strength has a cost, not all at once. It builds quietly, day by day. It shows up as heaviness in your chest for no clear reason, as irritation that surprises you, as a longing to stop explaining, stop reassuring, stop holding space. You're not tired because you're doing something wrong. You're tired because you've been steady for a long time. And even the strongest people weren't meant to carry everything alone, especially not in silence. If this resonates, we can keep going gently. At some point, I'm fine stops being an answer and becomes a reflex. You don't even think about it anymore. The words come out before you've checked in with yourself. Not because you're hiding, but because it feels easier than opening something you don't have energy to explain. You've learned how to keep things moving, how to stay functional, how to make your emotions small enough to manage. And slowly, that becomes your normal. You feel things, but only briefly. You acknowledge them, then tuck them away. There's a quiet discipline in that, a survival skill. One that probably helped you through more than you realize. But habits formed for survival don't always leave when the pressure eases. They stay, even when you're safe enough to feel more. So now, being okay happens automatically, even on days when you're not, even when your body is asking for a pause you don't know how to take. Nothing about this means you're emotionally disconnected. It means you've been self-contained for a very long time. We can keep unfolding this slowly. One of the hardest parts of always seeming okay is how alone it can feel. When you look steady, people assume you are. They don't check in as often. They don't see the quieter moments when your energy runs out. Not because they don't care, but because your calm gives the impression that you don't need anything. So you become the listener, the dependable one, the person others lean on when they're overwhelmed. And you do it well, so well that your own need for support stays invisible, even to you sometimes. There's a particular kind of loneliness in that. Not the absence of people, but the absence of being fully known. You can be surrounded and still feel unseen. You can be appreciated and still feel unsupported. You can be loved and still feel tired in a way that love hasn't touched yet. This isn't a failure of connection. It's a consequence of carrying your inner world so carefully. You're not asking for too much. You've just been asking for nothing for a long time. When you're ready, we can continue. There is a quiet permission you may not have given yourself yet. The permission to be tired without having a clear reason. You don't need a crisis to justify your exhaustion. You don't need a list of hardships. You don't need to compare your life to anyone else's. Tired is enough. Feeling worn down is enough. So often, you've measured your feelings against what should be okay. You've talked yourself out of rest. You've told yourself to be grateful and push through. But gratitude and fatigue can exist at the same time. Appreciation doesn't erase depletion. You are allowed to feel heavy, even if things are stable. You are allowed to want relief without wanting everything to change. You are allowed to pause without falling apart. This isn't about giving up, it's about listening. Your body and heart have been sending quiet signals, not as complaints, but as requests. You don't have to answer them all at once. Just noticing is enough for now. If you'd like, we can keep going gently. There's something comforting to remember here, even when you're quiet, even when you're not asking for help. You are not as alone as you feel. You don't have to name everything you're carrying for it to matter. You don't have to explain your tiredness for it to be seen. Some people find comfort in believing there is a steady presence around them, not demanding anything, not waiting for the right words, just aware. A presence that notices the effort it takes to stay composed, that understands the weight of unspoken things, that doesn't need you to perform strength to earn care. You might imagine that support as gentle protection or quiet companionship, or simply a sense that you are being held in ways you can't measure. If spiritual language resonates with you, you might think of it as guidance. If it doesn't, you can think of it as steadiness that hasn't left. Either way, you are not invisible in your exhaustion. Your quiet endurance hasn't gone unnoticed. You don't need to reach for anything right now. Just let the idea rest with you for a moment. When you're ready, we'll move into the final part together. You don't have to be okay here. Not polished, not steady, not holding it all together. This is a space where you don't need to perform strength to be worthy of rest, where your value isn't measured by how well you cope, where being tired is not something to fix, it's something to honor. You've done enough for today. Even listening is enough. If your body feels heavy, let it be heavy. If your thoughts are quiet, let them stay that way. You don't need a breakthrough moment. You don't need clarity right now. There is nothing chasing you in this pause. Nothing you're falling behind on by resting your attention here. You are allowed to exist without explaining yourself. Allowed to breathe without managing anyone else's expectations. Allowed to simply be. And if all you take from this moment is a small sense of softness, that's enough. You don't have to carry everything tonight. For now, you are safe to rest.